What's up? Welcome to the No Manga Podcast, a weekly show about all things skateboarding. My name's Rick Beta, back from a nice little trip to the Pacific Northwest. Thanks to the Amazons for their hospitality. My hands are together right now. Thank you. Had an amazing time. It was very nice and relaxing. Troutdale represent. That's what's up. I also got to finally meet up with some dudes from Skate Twitter, Templeton, Scott, Mikey, Joey. You might recognize some of those names. And those are big names in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, as far as the skate game's concerned, big names. They don't mess around. And I got to be in their presence, you know? Yeah, it's very honored. I mean, that's right. We all hit up Stronger Skate Park, you know, for a 7 to 9 p.m. session. When I originally told my niece that, they were like, oh, hell nah, 7 to 9, hell nah. 2 hours of us, you know, young bucks skating. And I wasn't as sore as I thought I'd be. True fact. And I think my abs were more sore. And I think maybe because it was I went kicking soccer balls with my son earlier and then just skating for 2 hours. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was hurting, but I was just not that bad. I hit the pavement, twice? Oh, that's always fun. Nice little reminder. It's always good to just slam your body, just get bodied twice, right? It's a nice reminder that we're human, our mortality. But it was a blast, fellas. Let's do it again next year. I like it. Same spot, too. I don't mind. That's a cool park. So check out Stronger Skate Park if you're in the area. And I would recommend, the 7 to 9 one was good. It was just like only us, basically, you know, because us old timers, and it was later, it was cooler. So check it out. So let's see. What else has been going on these past few weeks? I mean, I didn't consume as much skateboarding as, you know, content as I wanted, you know, while I was in the PNW, but I mostly just wanted to chill, of course, you know, and be one with nature, you know. Kind of get grounded, you know, much like what Ace does, you know. But I did check out, you know, most of Tony Hawk's Vert Alert, of course. You know, it's the road to the X Games, only because I'm all about that Vert life. You know me, I don't skate Vert, but I have a huge amount of respect for the dudes that do. And if you're a Vert hater, you probably didn't watch this, but for those of y'all who did you see the insanity that went over the event? Are you kidding me? I almost felt like I should have booked a flight to Utah. You know, skip hanging out in Oregon. Go to Utah, man. I mean, talk about some of the most amazing vert skating to go down in a long, long time. I mean, both from the dudes and the ladies. You know, epic skating. And if you missed out, you missed out. I mean, simply said. You know, I feel it. You know, this event though could have won over some of the vert button mashers out there. It was that good. And before I go into the current generation of riders and rippers, I have to start with the legends, you know, the OGs, you know, who put on an almost hour's worth of skating. You know, I talked about skating for 2 hours. These guys are older than me, and yeah, they skate vert. Almost an hour's worth of skating for our viewing pleasure. There was no money involved, no money exchanged. But it was so cool to see all those humans in one place. Many of which I had, you know, ripped out pages of magazines of them on my wall or in my high school locker, you know, all there on one vert ramp, you know. And Chris and Paul, you know, talked about it. Between all of them, there is hundreds of years and maybe hundreds, if not thousands, of invented tricks standing on those decks. I'm talking about the half-pipe deck, of course, the skate deck too, the half-pipe deck. Try and take all that in. So much skateboarding history. So much vertical skateboarding history, that is. So, and to quote, you know, the great Tony Hawk, let's celebrate vert again. I agree, Mr. Hawk. I agree. Let's do that. I'll start by hyping it up as much as possible, you know, on this show. And I'd be more than excited to see a tour roll through the Bay Area here, maybe at the SAP Center. Good old Shark Tank. That's a good spot. And we know your ramp will fit there because I went to a Boom Boom Huck Jam, decades ago, whenever that was. Many, many moons ago. I mean, let me know how I can help. San Jose stop for the Vert Alert. Let's make it happen. But go back, you know, and pause it. Find the video. I'll put it in the notes below. Find the video and pause it at 12:36. It's hard not to get emotional with that image. I mean, not only for the talent there, but also it's a cold, hard, reality, a smack in the face that all these skaters are getting much older right before our eyes, right? I mean, much like we're seeing kind of the same thing with the up-and-comers, these pioneers aren't getting any younger. I mean, yeah, it's kind of depressing. However, these guys, they skate vert and they have more longevity than most street skaters. You know, I mean, unless your name is Ron Allen, that is. But I think it's just, as Paul Zitzer said, it's all that muscle memory. Yeah. So I don't know. I just had to point that out. But here's some notes that I took along the way of watching the legends, because I broke down like each skater. Kevin Staub, inventor of the blunt fakie, right? But he did a huge backside ollie, one that kind of gets. He was on his tippy toes. He went that high, that epic. I think he did one over the channel too, right? I didn't put channel over the gap in my notes, but I noted that down. Jason Ellis, MC host with hostess with the mostest, because not only was he a host, he was a performer too. The dude's like multitasking like a boss. He's like, here, hold this mic as I drop in here, do some tricks on this vert ramp. Mike Crum, alley-oop frontside nollie over the gap, signature trick. If you know Mike, he's all about those frontside nollies. And the alley-oop, just so good. I mean, he's been flying those so high for decades. Bucky Lassick, switch game equals ridiculous. But how about that frontside? It was a frontside rodeo right over the gap. Damn. Kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? Mike McGill, McTwist, of course, inventor of the McTwist. And I put down in my notes that it had nothing to do with the contest, but remember those carbon fiber layers that they tried with Powell back in the days? I think, one of my buddies had one. They basically eliminated one of the plies, so it was a 7-ply board. They eliminated one of them to make it lighter, but they put this like carbon fiber layer. So you basically had a 6-ply board. In launch ramp days, that was not a good combination. So I just wrote that down. Carbon fiber layer experiment back in the day. That's literally what I wrote. We're still not mad at you, Mike. It's all good. It was an experiment, dude. These things happen. You were trying things. Christian Asoy, Christ Air, Rocket Air. Iconic skate tricks, right? And they look good too. And he made them look good. Iconic. I know I had definitely tons of Christ Airs on my wall. And Rocket Airs too from Christian. Sandro Diaz, body jars, Nar jars, huge frontside airs. I mean, he's still flying. And he actually did Christ Air variations too. But he still skates like he's in his 20s. That's what I wrote down. That's ridiculous. I miss seeing Sandro in the contest, though. Lindsay Adams, Hawkins, Pastrana. Yeah, she's got all those names. Obviously, Pastrana, you know who that is. You know who she's tied to that. But she's the first female to throw down McTwist. So, very well done. That's awesome. That's very cool. Lincoln Ueda. Lincoln. Speech. Of the OGs, he's my favorite vert skater, I think. Well, I know it's tough. I mean, if you tell me to watch video like vert footage, I'm probably going to pull up him first, but then also Hosoi and obviously Jimmy Wilkins. He's like my current favorite. But Lincoln, I mean, I'll never get bored watching him skate. Never. And I think I've mentioned this before, but go look up 7-Year Glitch on YouTube. You'll thank me later. Trust me, such a good part. Lincoln kills it. Mike Frazier, reverts. Oh, actually, backside, lip side revert. It's like, how do you do those on vert? Really? And as they said, he's your favorite skater's favorite skater. It's about right. I like how Mike went with the black shirt now. I mean, I always remember Mike. He would always rock the white tee, and I would, of course, be rocking the white tees. But white tees get dirty. Mike's like, I'm going to go with the black. If I spill something on it, I'm good. I can wear it for a little bit longer. White tees, dude, you get anything on, you got to take it off. So I noticed that. Went with the black tee. And Tony Hawk. Oh, wait. Oh, boy. There's going to be some exciting stuff going on. But Tony Hawk threw down McTwist. After all he's been through the last few years. Oh, that was crazy to see. And the only reason why he pulled it off, and get this, this is going to shock you, is because of Chris Cote. Yeah. You heard that right. Chris stopped Paul Zitzer, that is, from commentator jinxing him. Right at 31:58. You don't believe me? Go check it out. 31:58. He was 2 seconds away from, snipering Tony down. Just, where did that come from? He's down. Oh, my gosh. What happened to Tony? Oh, no. That was so close, Chris. I mean, good looking out for one. I mean, Tony should go back and listen to that very moment and send Chris a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater care package or something, or Birdhouse package. Tony, you got to hook Chris up, dude. He had your back. He hooked you up. He got you that McTwist. Real heroes don't wear capes. But I think he's already worn one before. But I'm sure Chris, he would look amazing donning one, though. And I think he's done that before. He does some crazy photos if you follow him on social. But yeah, I just had to point that out. That was all Chris. That was all Chris. Way to look out, man. And I think I've called out both of them over the years, which is why I had to point this out for their jinxes, quote unquote. But this time around, Chris saved the day. Literally. Totally redeemed yourself. And I'll thank you for Tony as well. Tony really, I bet he really appreciates that. He probably didn't even notice. Who knows? Maybe he did watch the replay. But Tony, man, if this ever gets back to you, dude, like, you got to tell Chris, like, he hooked you up, man. And even more importantly, like, when he finally did make it, Chris simply said, quote, "Oh, here we go. I'm just going to let the crowd do the talking here." Bam! Mic drop moment. Chris could have walked off right there. He didn't need to commentate anymore. That's like perfect. Genius. What timing. The magic happened right then and there. Paul's looking around like, where did Chris go? Chris, like, updates his IG. Yep, on a plane back. I'm heading back now. My job is done. And I'm not going to lie. I almost cried. That moment. Especially the way he set it up. Like, Chris, come on, dude. That happens in, like in baseball, you know, or like there's, you know, the winning run or winning hit, and you know, Joe Buck just says, "I'm just going to go silent," or he doesn't even need to say that. He just goes silent, lets the crowd just. What a moment! So Chris, dude, saved this commentator jinx, saved talking over that moment, dude. Epic. I had to give you your flowers on that one, man. But yeah, I held back tears, you know. I mean, I think Tony holds the record for most amount of times a skater made me shed a tear or hold back or just be like, "Oh, don't do it, Rick. Don't do it. Be strong." It's Tony. He's going to do it again, too. I know he's going to do it again. But as much credit as I give, you know, Chris for saving the day, his wife actually gets a ton of credit, too. Because it basically helped him get the confidence back to try it in front of a crowd again. Did you hear that? Because only because a few weeks later he did it for his wife. He said oh yeah, gotta thank my wife. You know, a couple weeks earlier I did one in front of her, and I'm assuming it was like kind of like a nice and private moment. You know, maybe like via candlelit dinner. Like where it's like, don't get too close to the candle, you'll blow it out. Don't skate by so fast, Tony. How cool of a moment would that be though? You know, we've all done that, right? You know, we have our significant other around. We try and show off our best skills, whatever it may be. He's like, "Hey, babe, watch this. Oh, watch this." And then we attempt, like, our best Kobe, like, shot from beyond the arc, high school level 3, like a stationary kickflip that would go unappreciated. You know, we've all done it, right? Hey, watch this. I mean, it's just that Tony does McTwist for his wife in private. Because that's what all husbands should do, right? I'm talking to myself there, too. I'll get right on it, okay? Maybe before our next anniversary. What do I have? Let's see. A little less than a year. 10 months for me to learn a McTwist. I mean, I need to learn how to drop in first. I'll get there. Although, I think about it. For me, though, if I had to do that, I would need the crowd noise. I would need the energy to do mine. I would need to kind of get pumped up. Only because I'd probably start getting nervous after each failed attempt, you know. I could just see the glare and just hear my wife's internal just dialogue, internal monologue of like, "Okay, just landed already. I'm hungry. We got to work in the yard. Laundry's not going to fold itself. Chop, chop, chop. That's great. Yay, kickflip. Yay, McTwist. Yay." That's why Tony's one of the best to do it. But anyway, enough about the legends. Let's shift to the current and up and comers. I took some notes on most of them because I had to. So much to talk about. Eddie Damastoy killed it. Took first place. And it was well deserved. And I remember because I was watching it and I saw some of the comments. "Oh no, Moto Shibata got robbed." No, he didn't. No, Eddie he deserved. Dude blasts so high off the coping. His trick selection. Moto kind of got repetitive. It's kind of doing the same run. And then he was trying to add in, some new stuff. Too little, too late, man. He bailed on a couple of those last runs. Eddie deserved it. Like I said, Moto Shibata got second place, and he won the best trick with an alley-oop kickflip McTwist. How? How do you even do that? I mean, kickflip McTwist just alone, right, are insane. And then you do an alley-oop? Ridiculous. And my man Jimmy Wilkins took third. He got on the podium, though. No shock to see him up there. He won it last year, but third place was his reality this year. I mean, Jimmy, he didn't disappoint. I mean, let's see. We're down 540 flat bottom power slide to 540. Okay. Whatever, dude. Think about that. Think about trying to do that. Any little reverts or power slides in the middle of the flat bottom. And as I talk about, you do those and you get what they call it, a bug splatted onto the ramp on the other side of the wall. The transition? Hell no. And that front side alley-oop ollie over the gap. Oh, perfection. That was ridiculous. I mean, dude practically flew over to Oregon to see me. Damn. Tom Shar is always killing it. Always fun to watch. And it's crazy how we've seen him all grow up before our eyes. I was talking about earlier, we're seeing all the legends getting older, but we've seen Tom Shar just grow up before our eyes. He's been killing it for so long and keeps getting better and better. And he's going to be up there with the legends in a few decades. It's going to be, we got some time, but he'll be up there. And all the girls, they flat out destroyed the half pipe. I'm surprised it's still standing after all is said and done. So many amazing skaters, keeping Vert alive. The future of Vert is bright. Especially with skaters like Arissa True, who happens to be the first female to do a 720. First place, of course, with that. Yeah. I mean, she didn't do it in her contest, her runs, but she got it after best trick attempt. I was like, hell yeah, that's what's up. It's cool to see how it all went down as well, though, because time was up. Jason Ellis gave them another try, and then after another close attempt, decided to give her one more. I mean, you have to at this point, right? It's kind of like when Tony did his 900. You just have to keep it going until the skater throws in the towel or gets the make. I mean, if the skater's feeling it, you can't stand in their way. Especially with someone, like we talked about Tony Hawk, He gets that eyes, the look in his eyes. Tony was all about giving another try, so they had to. We all know that he knows a little bit about making history and kind of what it takes. Of course he's give her another try. But they had to shift her to the men's trick group because, of course, timing. They probably had the building for so long. And all right, well, and Jason's like, all right, we're going to move her to the men's event because she's going to give her more time. Yay! It was kind of cool that they did that, because she can hang, she can hang. But she even caught Ellis off guard, though, because they hadn't even started yet. She was like, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and land this right now. Yeah, y'all can just carry on with your boys' best tricks. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do that now. So epic. I mean, she's on her way to a 900, though. It's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's just when. And maybe 3 or 5 more years, I can see it happening. She's coming for you, Tony. And it's going to go down at a Vert alert. I can see it now. Asahi Kayahara, I hope I said that right. I know I heard it a million times, but of course you turn on the mic, you forget how to pronounce names. She's another one of my new favorite Vert skaters. She took second place. I wrote down style for days. So fun to watch. And Reese Nelson, who is very, very familiar with Tony's ramp, she took third. And Reese is going to be a force to be reckoned with, too, in the next few decades, Be afraid, Arissa. Be afraid, Reika. Be afraid, Ruby. Bryce Wetstein is always fun to watch because she has so much fun doing what she does. I mean, she dropped in with, 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. And then about a minute or two into a run, she did 8 50-50 axle stalls in a row. Setting up it was a backside ollie across the gap. She finally bailed, of course, and with 2 minutes and 4 seconds left on the clock and had to be dragged off the ramp. And it was almost as if she forgot that there was a clock still going. And then finally at 1:52, the ramp was finally clear. I mean, I mentioned this because it was so hilarious to see the real-time comments on that. People were like losing their minds, saying she was stalling or being selfish. Like, get her off the ramp. What the hell? You try going wall to wall, hyping yourself up for that gap, something that's huge like that. See how that works out for you. And because, think about it, there's only one gap, she had to circle back each time to the appropriate wall to do said, gap ollie. But that was such a fun event to watch. I bet it would have been even better in person, and it was free. All you needed to do was have your feet on the ground in Utah, and you were there. I'm definitely going to make it out to one of these in the future. And as I said earlier, how cool would it be to see one go down in San Jose? Let's make it happen, universe. Like I said, I'll put the link to the videos in the notes below. Just check it out. Just put on your TV too. You'll enjoy it. Thank me later, man. I'm here for you. Let me get some water real quick. Got no ice in this thing. That's what I'm missing. I'm parched over here. Oh, let's see. Battle of the Barracks 13 kicked off, this last week? The first few matches are a sign of good things to come. I can't believe I just said that. Especially after the first match. Are you kidding me? Suchu versus Cole? Just those two names alone should have you clicking on the video. Even if you're a Barra hater. Take my word for it. I won't ruin it for you, but all I have to say is that it's crazy that Cole has maintained such a huge bag of tricks over these years. I always talk about just maintaining tricks. I'm trying not to learn new stuff. I'm just trying to maintain. Cole has maintained so many tricks. You could throw everything at this guy, and he'll still have a response. I'm starting to question if Chris Cole, is he real? Seriously, guys, no, I'm leaning in now. Is he real? How in the hell are you still this good, Chris? What's your secret? What do you eat for breakfast? Do you brush your teeth with your left or right hand? I need to know, damn it. I'm being serious. Battle of the Barracks 13 it's fixing to be an all-timer. And a quick side note, a good way to tell if a match is going to be good or not is by looking at the length of the video. Anything under 9 minutes means it probably wasn't that close. At least not as close as it could have been. Anything under 6 minutes, that was a slaughter. The first match, Suchu versus Cole, was 11 minutes and 12 seconds. I don't need to say anything else. I don't need to say it. Just go check it out. And then while you're at it, check out Eric Costin v. Carlos Ibero. Just note that this video, if you're paying attention, is 6 minutes and 56 seconds. I'll let you figure that one out. All I gotta say, it was cool seeing Eric competing, though. Eric, part of the Barracks, competing. And so far, the average age of this, the competitors, 37 and a half years old. Yeah. So I can't wait to check out more. We're going to see some more young bucks coming in this game. Jamie Griffin's always a threat, right? But I don't know. This is starting off really good. I'm hyped for this. So I'm just curious to see how long this will take. There's going to be any hiccups along the way, and how are they going to handle it? So we'll see. Let's see. What else did I check out? John Shanahan killed it for his DC shoes double up part. Double up! I personally wouldn't look cool in those shoes, but, he rocks them like a boss. If you can wear them, hey, you do you, man. Or woman. But dude killed it. This is a 7-minute, 28-second part. A couple of things that really stood out for me, though. The fact that he is so good that he has, security guards giving him props, yeah, that says a lot about him. Says a lot about his vibe, But then again, I bet he just told him, oh, yeah, D said I could skate here. D who? Yeah, so I bet you pulled that again. Loved his heel flip 28 seconds in over that garbage bin. It was no big deal. Nothing to see here. Yeah, just it's no big. I'm sure it was a smaller garbage can as a lower, but still, come over a garbage can. That's he caught that so perfectly. Probably got to look and see what's in the garbage can below. And I'm glad we got to see both angles, 2 angles of it too. So, and I noticed too, I bet all those dudes who tagged that loved getting some shine. Oh yeah, that's my tag. Yeah, what's up? Yeah. But my favorite trick of the video is one that is probably older than most of you tuning in right now. At 4:23. And which was actually, it was probably a nice nod to Mike V, Tommy G, and hell, even me. You know, when I was doing early grabs off launch ramps, you know, back in the day, I was like, hell yeah, that's what's up. You know, I paused and rewound that bad boy. That Japaner was proper. Just tweaked. Oh, damn. I need to get that signed and framed. Anyone have a photo of that? I'll just snap it from the video. I don't care. That was epic. So cool, John. And I also wrote down that we also got to learn that he's a grip over the bolts guy. And you can see it at 7 minutes, 10 seconds. Yeah, you know, maybe I should try that again. I think I've tried it before, you know, and maybe that's the secret, I guess. I think I tried them back, you know, way back in the day when it was launch ramps, and then the bolts kept getting loose. I can't remember what my excuse was. I'm like, I don't really like that. But definitely, you know, who knows? Maybe the secret's that. Maybe it's the shoes. Are you going to cop some? I mean, in regards to DC, I can only rock the Lynxes. I have them. I need to get some insoles for them because I know it's like I wear them to work. My feet hurt like hell by the end of the day. I need to get some like soft, cushiony insoles. I haven't tried skating them yet, but yeah, I can only rock the Lynxes. You know, I just can't. You know, other than that, any other shoes from DC, it makes it look like I'm trying too hard to like stay young and cool. But that's just me, you know. So, but keep killing it, John. That was epic, man. That was good. And finally, is it Akwasi? Did I say that right? Akwasi. No, I think it's Akwasi. For Sci-Fi Fantasy dropped. Let me just say, actually, wait, hold. Let me put on my sports analyst suit real quick. Hold on. Got to get the tie. That's good. That's good. I like this move. Never heard of the dude before. I love this move. I mean, he is such a great fit for this team. You know, clocking in, at 1 minute and 59 seconds. Just 1 second under 2 minutes. He made such a powerful statement, though. So good for the brand. I mean, he's going to be so fun to watch. And where did he come from? I mean, I know there are probably a couple of people out there like, dude, Rick, you haven't heard of him yet? What? Get with the program, man. He's so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I saw his name, I tried to look him up on YouTube. I didn't get much info. There's a couple other singers, but where did he come from? Dude's good. But I bet I know the exact moment Jerry had to get him on the phone to offer him a spot on the crew. For those of you who have seen it, it was right at the 1 minute and 13 second mark. That's when Jerry, you know, texted Ryan and Gifted and the rest of the team, and not to ask if he'd be a good fit, to tell him, oh, here's our new teammate. Jerry was probably punching walls with excitement. I hope he put some ice on those wrists, Jerry. We care about you, man. So what was it? I wrote this down. I hope it's right. A Wally / wall ride gap to wall ride? Or do you want to call it a garbage can Wally to garbage can ride? Either way, that was crazy. I'm just calling it a wall ride to wall ride. Wall ride, gap, wall ride, even though it's a very short wall ride. It was almost like a Wally. I mean, how do you keep up the speed and the height for that? Because you kind of bonk, you lose your momentum, and it seems almost impossible to go backwards to land. But that's kind of what he did. I mean, how are you defying physics? How? Akwasi? Also, you seem like you're on a mission to become the wall ride king. I noticed that, you know? And all I have to ask is, what the hell did Nodis do or say to you?